Hello everybody, here's my Minelab Equinox 800. Now I'm going to show you my coin settings for Canadian ironclad. So you want to dig the gold? Okay, here we go. First thing you're going to want to do is a factory preset. Okay. Now that that's done, I'm going to select my user profile. Make sure a little mat appears there. I like to be in Park 1. We're going to hit the settings button and go over to Accept Reject. We're going to hold it down till the line appears under it. Now we can create our zones. First zone, our coin zone, -9 to -5. Second zone is going to be my iron, to 0. Third zone is my foils. If you only want to dig down to an 11, stop it at 10. I like to dig down to a 6, so I'm going to stop it at 5. Next zone is my gold zone. Gold for me stops at 19. Anything 6 to 19 I'm digging as possible gold. My last zone will be zinc pennies, copper pennies, and possible silvers. Next thing you're going to do is we're going to go over to our target tones. We're going to hold down the button again. The little line appears. And we can set the tones for our different sections now. Now our bottom zone is not iron, so we want it to sound a little better. I'm going to make it a 12. And this is the great power of this machine. And I don't think there's any other machine that can do this. Our next zone is iron. So we're going to take it down to a 1. Our next zone is foil. We'll bump that up to a 14. Our gold zone we're going to leave at an 18. And our final zone we're going to bump it back just a little bit because I don't like the high pitch. Okay, next we're going to go over to volume. We're going to hold down the button again. Now we can set the volumes for our different zones. We want this one at full volume. Iron. We're going to bump that back. I like to hear my iron, I just don't like it screaming at me. Everything else we'll leave at 25. Okay, let's talk recovery speed. I generally hunt at a 5. If it's a pretty quiet area, there's nothing really around, I'll go down to a 3 or a 4. But if it's high trash, 6 or 7. FE, F2. I'm going to go with an F2 at about a 3. And that's something you'll have to try and play with. That's how you tell the difference between bottle caps and other targets. Okay, here we go. Let's test this program out with the VDI and sound test. I got a big rusty spike. I got it pointed downward just like it would be pounded into the ground. A nail, a nickel, a dime, quarter, loony, toonie. So I just turned my machine on. It's in Park 1. Put it in all metal. Let's see what it sounds like. Big spike. Steady iron. Nail. Steady iron. Nickel. Steady iron. Same on the dime. Lots of iron, starting to get a little bit of sound on the quarter. And the loony, that's the killer right there, straight iron. These older loonies are starting to get a little bit of sound on. And there's some sound on the toonie. At least you can dig those. Okay, so let's switch over to my user profile. The one we just created. Go to the big spike. Still iron, no dig. Nail. Iron, no dig. There we go. Nickel. Money screaming at you, that's what it should sound like. Dime. Screaming. Quarter. Loud and clear. And the loony. Never miss another loony. Look at those numbers. 10s and 2s. These N2, the loony and toonie. A lot of times they'll bounce around from a 16 to a 2, and they'll bounce around with that loud tone there. When you hear that, you know to dig. Check it out. Okay, I got a few silver targets laid out here. Let's see what they sound like. We got a little silver cross, an earring, a ring, a dime, and a quarter. Start at the cross. $9.10. $9.10 on that little sterling silver cross. Big earring. $21. This is why I dig zinc pennies. $21. I got a lot of little pieces of silver that I collected like that. The big silver ring. 33, 32, 34. Call that a 33. Silver dime. 26. 26 steady. Those are usually coming in at a 25 when they're 6 inches down. That's the other reason I dig pennies. Quarter. Nice 31. Okay, well that's our silver targets. Let's go grab some gold. Okay, now for the targets you want to dig. Here we go. We got the 10K chain. This is a tiny little chain. I got very lucky and I only dug this because there was a cheap little medallion on it. Probably won't dig another one of those. We got a small 10K ring and we got a large 14K ring. And then I threw a necklace down because you'll be surprised how that big boy rings up. Okay, let's start at this little 10K chain here. Just about gotta be within an inch of it for it to read a 1 or a 2. Probably will never dig another one of those. The 10K ring. Nice steady 11. Perfect 11. The big 14K. Hard 18. That demonstrates my main range right there. 11 to 18, 11 to 19 for gold. Those are the targets you want to hit. But if you want to hit these, this is why you got to dig down to a 6. Ooh, even lower. 4, 5. So there you go. If you want to dig the gold, you got to dig a wide variety of targets. Mail call. Right on. Got a chest mount for my GoPro or cell phone. The quality of my movies will be improving. I'm also going to be getting a new camera in about a month or 2, so stay tuned. Please make sure to subscribe and follow along for more. Okay, no video would be complete without a wrap up. The other day there I went out to the lake and had my first real water hunt. I didn't find any treasure, but I had a good time. We got some older caps, older Pepsi caps, some of these older bottle tops, and then some of this old freaking, what are they, Spam cans? Glad to get those out of there. They were ringing up nice and solid. Anything solid I dug for. I'm getting the hang of it out there for the first time. Takes a little while, learn how to track down targets in the water. I did get a bullet, a few sinkers. And I talked to the caretaker out there and he said he's had many stories of rings and necklaces go missing in the swim area there, so I will be back out there. Unfortunately this year our water level is absolutely ridiculous. The shore is being pushed up about 10 feet. So it's not really the year for water hunting, but I will get back out there. So you better grab a detector and get out there as well, because I will be swinging for gold.